Maybe you're thinking about next year. You have so many goals and dreams you're praying for. But what are the steps that you are taking right now to accomplish those goals? You have a role to play. It's not all up to God, it's not all up to you. You have a role to play in order for God to fulfill that calling, that divine purpose in your life. Sometimes I have conversations with people, especially Christians in general, and I hear all the dreams and aspirations that they do have, and then I ask them the question, what are the steps you're taking right now? Okay, you want to be a chef. What are some books you're reading to help you become not just a chef, but a chef with a difference? Okay, you want to be a business entrepreneur. What are some business skills that you're learning right now that would help you to stand out in your field? Whether you're a pastor, you need to study. Whether you're in the medical field, you need to study. Whether you create content, you need to learn the basic skills. You don't have to be perfect, but you need the necessary knowledge and skill to pursue that area. It's not just about praying. That's where a lot of us get it wrong sometimes. Even me, it took some time to really understand this aspect that I have a role to play. For example, I remember when I was trying to do the YouTube channel. Well, I'm a biochem major. I'm in the STEM field. People don't know a lot about creating content. But if you create content, it takes a lot of work. And God had to teach me a lot of stuff, y'all. There are times when you would work so hard and you would lose everything. It's crazy. But when time came to step into that aspect, I needed to learn the basic skills. You know, one day I sat down and I was so stressed out, right? I was like, God, this is so much work. You gave me this vision to start helping people. I'm still trying to survive. I'm still trying to really understand God at the same time pursue my calling. I'm out here trying to do all these videos and stuff like that, and everything just crashes. And I'm like, God, just help me. And this is what, it's so funny. It's so funny, y'all. This is what the Lord just placed in my heart. It was like, go watch some videos and learn what it means to do this and that. And I'm like, what? Why don't you just help me? I spent hours, nights learning. I'm not here to boast or brag about anything. I'm still learning. We're all in the same process, which is why I always say it's not just about praying. That's where a lot of us get it wrong sometimes. Even me, it took some time to really understand this aspect that I have a role to play. I remember the first miracle that Jesus performed in the wedding. They had no wine, right? And he called the people. He was like, go fill up that container with some water. This is Jesus talking, telling them to fill that container. He could have done a miracle. He turned the water into wine. So that was just an extra step. That could have been so easy. But guess what? He said that they should fill those containers with water. I meditated upon the scripture for so long. And I was like, Jesus, what do you mean? If you're going to turn the water into wine, you might as well just take that extra step and fill that container. But why did he really do that? Have you ever asked yourself the question? Why did Jesus wait and told the people to go fill those containers? Because Jesus decided. Let me rephrase that again. Jesus does not do anything without us. He wants us to be involved. He has the power to do everything. He's so mighty. He's so strong. He's capable of doing everything. He built the earth from just a single word he spoke. So he's definitely able to do everything. But Jesus is not a magician. Magic? No, he does not do that. Maybe you'll listen to this podcast and you're like, I really thought the success was just one aspect. If I could just get this job, then I'm all set. But my spiritual life is draining. Or if I could just get that relationship, I'm all set. But my intellectual life is draining. Or even maybe you're someone who you have a solid relationship with God. And you pray about everything, which is what the Bible wants us to do, by the way. But you've never taken the step forward. You want to achieve something, but you're not putting all the different things in place to achieve those things. You only pray. Guess what? God cannot move if you don't move. You have to take the step before he can move. So this goal on the podcast, the Real Talk podcast, it's not to cry you down, because I'm also guilty. Each and every time I talk to you, God places something in my heart. I come out and I tell you that, hey, I got convicted. And I'm out here trying to talk to you because I just got that level of understanding that God has showed me. And I want y'all to do the same thing too. Maybe you're thinking about next year. You have so many goals and dreams you're praying for. But what are the steps that you are taking right now to accomplish those goals? You have a role to play. It's not all up to God, it's not all up to you. You have a role to play in order for God to fulfill that calling, that divine purpose in your life. Until you take that step, God can never move. If you don't plan different things in your life, what is God going to establish? You have to plan yourself. You don't have to wait till you're 100% perfect, because He knows that whatsoever He gives to you, you would be a blessing to others. Until you take that step, God can never move.